and you've done these businesses, you are into them, you are thriving and all. Now, if someone gets hold of this audio or video, the person might be asking, you kept mentioning cleaning businesses and stuff. If I have the idea, I've been able to kind of, just come to a point that this is what I want to do, right? How do I get it on the market? How do I start it? How do I even for instance, in the UK, how do I register my business to get it running? Because all businesses that you want to do, whether online or in person, you need a kind of certification around or documentation around it. Like, can you walk us through the process? For instance, use the cleaning business as an example. Can you walk us through the process to be able to get to that point where you can operate?
Right. So, first of all, business registration in UK is very easy. One thing that is easy in UK is they make setting up a business a breeze. You just get online, get on Companies House, just search for register a business, and you just have it at your front end. You know that gov.uk thing, start now. You just click on the green thing and you just start it. They keep asking you questions. What's your business name? You put in there. If it is taken, it will tell you this name is taken. If it is not, it will ask you what type of business you want, whether limited liability company, sole trader, whatever business that you know. Of course, I would always advise any starter not to do any such thing. Go for a limited liability company because you never know how big you get. And of course, now people sell businesses. You may want to sell your business. If it is not a limited liability company, you may not
Sell
be
it.
able to sell it because if you want to sell it, that means you are selling yourself as a sole trader, which is wrong. So when we come to scaling a business, we will talk about how you can run a business without you, so that when somebody buys a business, it will run, so that you'll be able to sell the business without yourself. Yeah, there are many times people did not run business without taking themselves out, and now they sell it. They have to work in the business for 2 years as part of the deal before they really impact the knowledge that they had on people before they leave, so they can get their full money. Go for liability company. So when you register a business in UK, it takes like a few minutes. Even if it takes an hour, it's worth it. A few minutes, then you have to have at least one secretary, even if you are the only director or the 100% owner. It's mandatory to have a secretary. When you've had that, it could be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your partner, your wife, anybody you appoint as a secretary. You put their
Yeah.
names there. Of course, you need their details as well, their date of birth, nationality, and everything. They should be legally allowed to stay in the UK. That is also fine. Then you would also need to have an address. This is where many people ask questions. I get these questions a lot. Should I use my address where I rent? No. You have to consult your landlord. If they are okay for you to use the address, that is fine. Perhaps their mortgage doesn't even allow their place to be used for business. So you can't just use any house or any address for your business. There are many other companies. I wouldn't make any mention because they've not sponsored us.
Yeah.
There are many companies that you can pay address as a service, where you use the address, all your letters will go there, and they will ship it to you. They will ask for a corresponding address, so they will send it to you. So on Companies House, their address will be on your business, which is so fair. It also looks very professional. Just that now it's been so, all over that many people also know these addresses. So where you put it there, they know, okay, you are using a one-to-many address. But it's still okay. That's the job because, you just need a place, an address to get through with your registration. And that is fair. When you have done that, I think the service will let you download an app after you submitted it. Then in the app, I think you take your pictures, like you're doing an ID check. You do all these things, and
Yeah.
if it's successful, then in a few days you get your business registered, your certificate of incorporation, you get all the shareholder certificates, everything. Then you can just get on with it. It is that simple. It's not
Okay.
difficult. So I'll let you go on with it. I don't want to, divert too much. This is the start of registering a business.
Okay. 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 You've been talking about whether your team in building a business right from the start. Is team necessary, or you go as a single person, or is dependent on the kind of business you want to run that will make you want to say you want a team or you are going solo?
That, I would say, it is you. You need a team, and the team is you. So most of the time, as a business starter or as a founder, you write emails and say we are sorry for this, and you know that it's just you. It works. So sometimes when I read messages from businesses that I assume are small businesses, I just laugh. I'm like, "Whoa, I've been there." You write, we are sorry for this. We want to check. Can we book an appointment with you? And it is just you, yourself, and you. So theme is you. No big business started with a huge team. The maximum they ever got was like a team of 4 founders, 5 founders, even if it's 20 founders. It was a team of just the founders without employees. Unless, of course, you are a guy that, somebody, when I say guy, I mean a person. I'm not being sexist here to say it's only men that do business here. You are a person that has exited a business. Let's say you, Doc, you sold your business for 20 million and you starting a second business. Of course, you can afford to buy an office, employ people, and before you even have the first business meeting, you are paying them. That is for the exclusive. But for anybody who is starting a business for the first time, or even the second time, if you don't have a lot of money, your team is just you. So it is very normal. I think most of the time, every founder or every business started from the people or the person that had the idea and they went on. Another thing you can do is when you start or you are at the ideation stage where you really trying to get the idea of the business very well. Instead of paying for a team, you can also give out equity and get people who you think are skilled to complement your skills to really start it up. So I'm currently working on a project called Shift. I did not, get idea. It was a friend of mine who had idea, who of course doesn't have everything he wants to, or he needs, all the skills or whatever to just do it. So he just reached out to me. I'm like, look, I have this idea. What do you think? And it was a marvelous idea. Shift is an app where care workers can just get on, put their profile on, and they are done. When they do that, we have already gone to all the care homes and told them that, look, we have a pool of care workers. So why don't you sign up? No rush, nothing. When you are stuck and you don't have anybody to fill your rota, get on the Unishift app. There are people already who have been vetted. They have their DBS. They have their share code. Everything is sorted. The moment you click on somebody that you want to work in your care home, all their details come to you. You access it whilst they're on their way. So we are literally connecting the care workers to the care homes. There's that problem where people are always saying we are not getting care jobs, but care homes are always saying there are no carers around. But they are around. They are around your house. And this is so beautiful that you can literally set your location to 5 miles radius. So you want to work in care homes within the 5 miles vicinity. And that is it. So this is a project that I'm on. And that's why I said there are many projects that I'm on that I'm not going to tout it because I did not start it. But over time, when we are fully out, I'm just going to talk about it more. Yeah. You have to just be honest. Yes, you don't claim what you did not bring to bear. So this person got to me and he told me, like, Dennis, I think you have started competing. So I think you have the skill to really do this with me. And this guy is also very skillful. So we got on board. We're like, no, we also don't have money to code because we are all not technical funders.
Yeah.
We cannot start by just paying software developers like I did with Proceed. So why don't we get another founder who is also in tech? And we got another founder. So what have we all done? We split the equity and we are sharing our skills. So it's just sweat equity. So this one guy, this great guy has been able to build a team without paying money, but he's giving out equity. So that is one way of building a team without money. Other than that, please do it on your own. If it's something that you can do it's something that you can go to YouTube to learn the skill, like the cleaning business. I don't need to go and get a founder to come and be the head of tech, to come and be the product manager. No, I just need to get on YouTube and know the products that I can use and know the hacks in cleaning, and that is it. So you be on your own. You'll be able to also sell your equity to get people on board, or if you have money, you can start paying people to have a team. But most of the time, it is just you or your other founders.
Charlie, you are doing great. I
I'm
must
so
confess, yeah, you are doing great because to combine all these stars as a young guy who has that vision, and then you are not like a serial entrepreneur doing a whole lot of
yeah,
stuff all together.
yeah,
And when you are boldly to say that these are thriving businesses, then it means to say that you are doing something which is great.
yeah.
Yes. So
Thank you,
I'm just commending
thank
you
you,
for being a great
thank you. That
business
that means
guy.
a lot to me. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Because not all young guys are able to, get this kind of mindset to be able to say, though we are all fixated on this 9 to 5. Some of
Mm-hmm.
us 7 to 7, says five to
Yeah.
seven, that kind of thing, and we don't even know what to do. Right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
ideas pops in our
Mm-hmm.
mind, and there are some of
Mm-hmm.
us who do not even have the ideas at all. Like if I don't have the idea, what are
How
some
do I
of
do
the
it?
yeah, common businesses that you think that right away I can start without any sophisticated equipment or complicated stuff? If I come to right now that then is I am stuck at this point. I
I want
want
to
to
do something.
liberate myself from this 9 to 5 cycle and get into something. What are some of the things per your experience in this number of years? What are some of the things you could say, okay, Obed, you could get into this space, but this, that, these are some of the top 3 things or top 5 businesses that I think you can do.
Right. So first of all, cleaning business. You don't need so much. You
That
don't
is
need too
that
many
is
skills.
if you are in the diaspora or you are
Mm-hmm.
in,
Oh
let's say
yeah,
abroad. Like yeah,
abroad. Yeah, yeah. Because if you're not in the diaspora, I think it won't be too beneficial.
yeah,
But let me speak to you. Well, I'm here, so I think many of my ideologies may be things that are quite predominant here in the western part of the world. So forgive me, your audience should forgive me if I'm a bit biased. They'll be like, oh
that's
yeah,
fine.
all the ideas that he's giving are not ones that are relatable in Ghana. But let me talk relatable in the other parts of the world. I mentioned Ghana because I'm a Ghanaian, obviously.
Yeah,
But let me
yeah,
give this before I come to things that really give you money in the UK or in the US or wherever, Germany. So cleaning is good in foreign. If you're doing cleaning in Africa or wherever, it might not be very beneficial. But
yeah,
wherever you are, you have to be an agency. You know, what an agency does is they do arbitrage businesses. Arbitrage businesses, if you know the meaning of arbitrage, is you just cutting between. Doc wants, let's say, to buy this microphone. He doesn't know where the microphone is being sold. I go to where it is sold, and it is sold for, let's say, $1, and I know Doc can pay $7 for it. I buy it, take my transportation, everything like $2. The whole thing is $3. I sell to Doc for $7, and I make $4. That is the typical business everybody should do. And why do I say arbitrage? Arbitrage is you do it on arbitrage base. If you don't run it as an arbitrage business, you have to get money to go and get the inventory and come and sell it before you make profit. But when you make it an arbitrage, what you need to do is go and look for the demand. Tell them, look, I'm coming. Then you go and look for the supply. Tell them, I'm coming. So now you go and promise the demand, the supply, come in, supply, and cash in.
then you take a cash.
Yeah. So go and promise the demand, the supply. Supply it, then you cash in. So that's how arbitrage works. You don't
Okay.
have to go and buy it and come and sell it. What I saw my mom doing was that she always has to have money. She just had to buy them with her own money or whether bank loan, whatever. Now
Yeah,
put stuff in her shop. That is a bear trader. But arbitrage is where you don't pay anything. You just connect demand with supply and you go. So wherever you see yourself, let me use an example like Ghana. When you are in Ghana and you go to where, I mean, the places that are a bit deprived, like the northern
yeah,
Ghana or
yeah.
Volta. I mean, this is no disrespect. It is just because of data that I'm using. So go to where things are a bit cheap. What do? I think it sets my data. Is it something? My device is run out of storage.
Mm,
Yeah. Can we pause? Do I need to
okay.
free up data before?
Yeah. So let me stop this one. That we can continue from.
Yeah. But I think it's edited, so you can take care of it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let me free up. It says device storage is running low. You should stop the recording and free up device data. Okay. Let me stop this one. Let me do it now. Can you pause it?
Okay, good. Right. So you stated a number of things, like one of the reasons why you started a business, right? And then now there are many young men, many young people who are looking into starting a business, want to get out of
Mm-hmm.
this 9 to 5, stuck and then stuff. But some people have the ideas. Some, for instance, do not have it at all. In a space where you find yourself and the experience, the number of years that you've been doing this. If I come to you right now that Dennis, help me with 3 top or 5 top business ideas that you can help me with for me to get into. What would they be and why?
Great. So easily by default I've said cleaning because it is so easy and it's a no-brainer. But I wouldn't go for that for the first one because it is not a business that is lucrative in every part of the world. And I know your audience are quite diversified, so I want to talk about ones that anybody can just make some money out of. So in that case, I'll make it an analogy or an assumption or an idea of an idea, not just like go and sell this or go and buy this. So I'll bring the concept of arbitrage into it, where comparison between arbitrage and trading is where like a typical trader will go and buy stuff, put in their shop, and sell it. That's what I saw my mom doing. That's what we all used to do. If you wanted to do any business, get some money, go and buy it and sell it. That is trading. But arbitrage is arbitrage business is a business that you don't have to now spend any money. You have to know the demand and you have to know the supply. Let's say this microphone is something you want. You can pay £7 for it. And I know where I can get it. You don't know where you can get it. I know where I can get it for £1. And my cost of goods sold, everything, transportation, taxes, everything is, let's say, £2. That'll be £3. So I'll get this and bring it to you at 7. Then I'll make £4. And that is my gross where I can now pay my taxes on everything. And that is a typical arbitrage. I didn't need to, or I didn't have to go and get a thing, buy it, and bring it to you. I just determined that you wanted it. So most of the time you have to know the supply, the demand, where the demand is coming from, establish the supply, then you have to supply the demand, and that is where you cut in. It is very simple. So wherever you are in the world, I'm from Ghana, so I'll use Ghana. The regions that are not doing so well, I don't want to use any word to make it sound bad. Some of the parts, of course, everywhere in the world, there are places that things are not really going on well. Things are cheaper there, especially people at these places are mostly peasants. If it is farming, they are peasant farmers. If it's production, they produce at a very cheap labor cost. So you go and get all of these things that are in demand in the bigger cities. So when you go to them, be like, okay, this is what you're selling. I can sell this for you. What price would you want? If they say we want 1 or 2, let's use a currency like $2, then wherever there is demand for it, you go there and ask them how much are you going to pay for it. If it is more than what you are going to get it for, then you just cross it. So this is a service. I've come to these people. If I take it today, I'm going to bring you money in the next 3 days. Then you tell the other person that if I bring you this today, I'm taking the money instantly. So now you've bought time with the person you take it from, and you are not giving any time or delay for the person you're giving it to. So you can take the money back. So with that, then you can get some running capital. Then you can be like, okay, now I don't want to go through this stress of now trying to meet times, trying to get these people to pay as soon as possible, so I can really fulfill my promises to these people. Then you can start getting inventory. And that's how it started. So even you look at the big businesses, they all started with, trying to connect you, trying to make sure you get what you want. Then later they buy what you want and you come and buy from them. And that's how now Amazon has its own branded stuff, because now to make it easier, they have stuff that they have in their warehouse that belongs to them. And when you buy it, it's shipped to you straight up. Previously, everything was like they're just connecting you to what? The seller. But now they have a very good percentage of their product that they own. And you can imagine. So that's how it starts. So that is just an idea that can be used to do any business, arbitrage. I've used it for Airbnb, where I just get a landlord's property, I list it on the Airbnb, I get paid, I pay my rent. I never own the property, but I make money off the property. And that is also an example of arbitrage. So arbitrage is a very good thing to do. So now, how can we apply arbitrage? I'm not just going to make it vague. Let's say, I don't know which part of the world, but I'll use UK or US as an example. So go online. When you go online, I mean, you ask business that you don't have to stress, you don't have money, right? So go online. You have, but you need internet. If you don't have internet, then please, you can't do business. So if you have internet, go online. Go on Google Maps. Look at the businesses. So if it is barber shops, it is hair salons. Search for them. You put it on, when you search, let's say hair salon near me or barber shop near me or any service, service plumbers, electricians, just search for them. Most of them do not have websites, right? So just get a list of all of these. And this idea, I did not invent it. I realized it somewhere else and I knew it worked. So let me not take credit that this is a genius that we have sat down to get.
Yeah.
I'm just also attesting, giving more credence to it that it works. And if it doesn't make sense, you know. So go through their websites and no, go through their profile and see the ones that do not have websites. Pick a phone, give them a call, and be like, I know website costs, let's say, £500 in the UK to get a simple landing page. I can get it for you for £200. Would you be happy for me to run it for you? I don't need you to pay me. I just need you to assure me that you want to at least have a look at it if it's good. You get it? They give you the go away. Sorry, the go ahead. You get talent in countries where this thing is cheaper. So when you've gotten the talent, then you make them do, or you explain to them what you want. They do it at a cheaper price. When they have done it, then you present it. Of course, you're not going to pay these people outside of UK or outside of America. You're not going to pay them £500. Let's say it's going to cost you £150, or let's say it's going to cost you £50 for them to do just a simple landing page. You present it and you get it. Now, in the advent of AI, there are literally text to code platforms, you know, where you can write your text. Can you start a landing page for me? I want this, I want that, I want that, and it'll start coding it for you. So if you are a bit used to using AI, like I am, you can literally go online and get a landing page done for somebody within 30 to 1 hour. Of course, you have to really tweak it and make it nice. Go and import their pictures on Google Maps and make it very personalized for them. You know, ask ChatGPT to give you some text prompts and everything to put in to make it nice. You can literally copy their URL on Google and just go and put it in these text to code platforms, and it will extract all their pictures and code everything for you. Now you present this project to them, they like it. You're like, okay, now I'm going to buy the domain and just link the domain, and you have a full functional website. So that is one thing you can do easily. Secondly, I'm just using how you can arbitrage. Again, social media marketing. Look at companies that really exist. I'm just wanting to make it very simple so that people don't really worry. They will feel like the things they have around them is what really, really, really can make them money. So just go online and see all of these people that have poor graphics and everything. Then just discuss them. So all you're doing is talking, and of course, if we have to talk about rejection, you have to overcome rejection, because at this point you don't have money. So your only worry is somebody saying no to you. And if you don't have money and you are already money has said no to you. So if you are worried about somebody saying no to you, then it's a big problem. Pick a phone and call
he
people.
doesn't want double no.
Exactly. You say pick a phone and call people. Call 10 people. Yeah, if you call 10 people and 2 of them say yes, you are done. If you call 120 say yes, you are done. Look, your socials are not looking good. I can see you trying, your business is good, your food tastes good, but it doesn't look like it on your landing page. Can I improve it for you? Can I run your social media for you? Can I give you some good graphics? Can I take over your social media and you just pay me £250 a month? That is it. It is as easy as picking the phone and talking. So all of these things are arbitrage. Then when you get it, of course, you're not a UI guy. You just get people in Ghana or people in everywhere. I'm marketing Ghana because there are many tech guys in Ghana that are doing it, crushing it.
Yeah.
You know, UI, US guys. Yes, and of course, I'm Ghanaian, so it's only natural that I'm biased towards Ghana. So anywhere else in the world where you can get cheap labor for all of these products, just get people to do it, because your aim is to increase it, to scale it. So if you get 10 of these companies, of course, you can't make all the flyers on daily basis and, you know, all the UI to, you know, post on social media. You get somebody to help you with it. Then you ship the outcome to them. And the moment they feel like, oh yeah, these are things we wanted to do, but because we are always busy cooking as a restaurant, we cannot get it done. But you are doing for us. And at the whole month, you are just charging us 250, which is just like chicken change for every restaurant. They'll just go for it. So these are some of the things you can do. If you do not want to start your cleaning business, but want to arbitrage your cleaning business, like I mentioned, you become a salesperson. Even me, that has a successful cleaning business, I still see myself as a salesperson. I'm like an agency. I get a job, I get people to do it, then I get paid. So understand how to manage cash flow. So let me bring the arbitrage to a brick and mortar business. So just pick a phone, go to where you think people are looking for cleaners. There are many platforms. I wouldn't mention them again because, of course, nobody has sponsored us. Many
Yeah.
platforms where people have advertised jobs. Get their contacts, call them. When you call them, discuss the price, everything that they want to take. Sorry, that you want to take. If you agree on it, get people who can do the job for cheaper. Let them go and do it. Then you make money out of it. And that is even you not calling yourself as a cleaning business owner. You are just arbitraging it to just make money. So I've been able to, just use a soft product and a hard service to, tell you that it's real, that arbitrage really works. Even in Airbnb, wherever, always look for it. If you don't have money, go and look for the demand, then determine the supply. Then you have to move the supply to the demand in a way that this person gets paid the time they want to. I mean, the supplier, and the person who demands it also is paying as soon as you send it to them. Then you go and pay back. And if you've done a bit of finance, you understand that's how cash flow is. Your cash receivable should always come before your cash payable. If people people are in your business and you are paying them at the end of the month, you should make sure the people who are paying you pay before the end of the month. Otherwise, your cash flow is broken. You have money in people's pockets, but you cannot pay them. And that is how arbitrage works. Make sure the person who demands it is paying you earlier than the person who is supplying, so that you can take the money and go and pay the supplier. Then later, when you have money, you can buy the inventory. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You've taken us through having an idea, and to a point that even if you do not have an idea, there are certain things you can leverage on in a system. Like for instance, you're not creating something out of this world
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Almost everything has been done, right? You just need to model some of these business stuffs, going on to make it your own, and then you capitalize on it, right? But I'm sure in all of these processes, there are, challenges that you get to a point that you get stuck and then you don't even want to continue. In trying to scale your businesses, some of the businesses that you have, what has been some of the challenges? I'm scaling it up to this point, even getting to 6 figures and then 7 figures. What has been some of the challenges? And
Yeah.
how have you dealt with them up to this point?
Yeah. This one again, I'll break it into two. So for the cleaning business, for any brick and mortar business, your main challenge is going to be people. Because no matter, for brick and mortar businesses, people pay, right? Sometimes they even
Yeah.
pay before you start a job. And sometimes,
Yeah.
even though they're going to pay you later, you're also paying your team later. So you are always, engineering your cash flow such that the cash receivables will come before the payables go. So that was not too much of a problem if you manage it properly or engineer it properly. What is going
Yeah.
to be your problem is no show. No show is where like people are not showing up for the job. So when I started the cleaning business, it was just me and my missus. So we just get it done and nobody cares, right? Fair enough. When it got to the point where we scaled it, and now it has to get to a point where people have to go to work whilst, in quotes, we are not present, or we are somewhere else, then you really depend on the people to execute the job. So if they don't turn up, business is going down. And that is
This is
how
going
it
on.
is difficult. So when it comes to the brick and mortar businesses, the main challenge is people. The main challenge is people. Sometimes you go and promise, you got at the point we took a hostel, like many hostels, like let's say 4 story, like not 3 of them. Yes. 3 or 4 stories. Each of them has like, let's say 30 to 40 rooms. You need people. And all of these people that are giving your names that, oh yeah, we want a job. If you can give us a lot of hours, we would just be happy to work a whole week and get it done. You call them and they are nowhere to be found. And you've promised, you've signed a contract. And now you have to promise big money. You have to double the minimum wage just so you can entice people to leave whatever they are doing to come hitherto. They wouldn't come because, of course, it wasn't too beneficial for them. So it is people. When it comes to businesses like the tech businesses that are not service, but it's you building something from scratch, it is
Mm-hmm.
funding, it is money. So if you look at all the lingo around tech, it's we raise this. A company is actually successful, but they've never been able to make profit. But what they've been successful at is raising money. Like, recently WeWork, went down the drain. And before they went down the drain, they had received hundreds of millions of investment. And it's so painful to see that young people are struggling. They are not even able to raise some little money to prove the simple idea. But people have been able to, raise a lot of money to make some idea that hitherto wouldn't be very lucrative. They've been able to raise money and sustain this business even into jeopardy just because they had the right funding team behind them. So many people that are not doing service or brick and mortar businesses are going to need a lot of fundraising. Then again, high-end businesses, like businesses that you have to buy stuff, you have to buy inventory, you have to create a design, you have to even have a whole manufacturing line, change the apparatus just to make a production for. Imagine if you want to now get into a fast-moving consumer goods like a drink company, beverage, especially in the UK, the legislation is very difficult. It's not like back then in Ghana where somebody wants to start a drink company, they can start in your house. No, you can't.
Yeah.
You need to really go through legislation and everything, get a production line. Imagine raising £2 million for this, and it can just take you to the place where the cans will be transported to the factory. You cannot even buy materials to put in the drinks. So fundraising is going to be very difficult for big businesses. And that is why initially I said, and I hope your audience will bear with me, that start with something that you don't need so much. Because the main reason two people also put so much money on you is when they look at your track record. You understand?
Yeah.
So for me, if I am going to raise funds with somebody who has never done business, and I tell you I have a cleaning business, I tell you I already have a software business that I bootstrapped, I started with my own money and loans and raise money or from family and friends, they know that this guy has been in the industry, he has been around, and he understands it. It is easy for people to put money behind me than somebody who has not started something. So it is very incumbent on anybody who wants to enter into business, who wants to do business, to start doing something little to build some traction. Put your name on something, and that will make you very renowned in a way that you never believe. Imagine somebody just Googling me, trying to invest in me, but doesn't know what to do. Get on Google and just type my name in. This podcast show up. And here I am talking to Dr. Obed, your boy, about business and all, then gets back to your background. So now I'm tapping into your network because you are a credible person, of course. Now, why is this credible person reaching out to this person or hanging out with this person online, talking about business? Then, of course, there's a whole impression about me that, I roll with good people. Then you go there. You see, it becomes very legit. So you will never see these things connecting. But I started with doing small and petty businesses. So I would advise nobody should start something big until they are big or they are seen as big. Otherwise, you will just be the example that people are going to use to assess the risk for a business. And that brings me to that red ocean and blue ocean business we're going to discuss later. Don't go and do a business that you are going to fail so that your business will become data for somebody to use to do their risk register. Please.
The reason why I'm not going into business because my friend failed.
Yes. Or I'll do it this way because this person did it this way and failed. You understand? So go to the business where people have done it so many ways and failed. So I have enough data to know that these are the 97 ways of not doing it. So these are the only 3 ways of doing it. And I'll do it and succeed. And that is the only reason why I've been able to succeed in my first business in the UK. That's the cleaning business, because I can just go on YouTube and people tell me how they charged and it was so low and they didn't make good money. And from my first business, I made profit. Second, I've been making profit just because people have made a mistake. It's not risky. So please, I'll advise your audience again that yes, I've explained what it takes or the challenges you face in the brick and mortar business like cleaning. It is going to be your team. It's not going to be too much about money. But in tech, it is going to be about money. In a high-end sales, in a high manufacturing, like if you have an idea to manufacture, let's say something, that you think you can sell in Tesco, and if you need a lot of money to move a production line. Recently, I thought of I thought of selling honey with a good friend of mine who has a company in Ghana that just draw direct honey from bees. Like if I say from bees, I mean from bees. He can literally show you pictures where they are driving away the bees to extract the honey. And if you look at the honey in the UK, how can you write ingredients? The ingredient should be honey. If I'm buying honey and you want to put any ingredient on a container, it should be honey. Then they are writing potassium, some chemicals. So clearly, people who are in the UK have many people in the UK have never tasted original honey.
Pure.
So we felt like yes, we could transport honey from Africa. Honey that has a QR code that you will scan it and you see how the farmers are harvesting the honey, and we will show you how to even check whether honey is honey or is just a mixture of chemicals, just so we can sell credibility at an expensive price because it's going to be premium. But you know the challenge we faced?
Mm-hmm.
Compliance, legislation. We realized that UK is not a place where you can just bring honey and sell. Where is your factory? What is your registration? What is your certification? They don't even allow this quantity unless it is bottled here. And I'm like, it was so a business that I thought I was just going to get, let's say, honey from Ghana, bring it to UK, bottle it, or bottle in Ghana, ship it here, and sell it at a higher price. Now I needed like 500 to 1 million to even set up a production unit to now run the honey through. And I said, no wonder people in the UK are not eating correct honey. They are eating chemicals because it is so difficult for you to get. Of course, there are not too many bees in the UK to get these honey harvested. So they will want to get it from elsewhere. But the system is such that unless as an investor is putting so much money, you cannot even do it. So all they are eating is a representation and a taste, a lab prepared taste of honey. And it's very pathetic. So this is an example of businesses that you cannot do because it is capital intensive. So go for ones that are low capital intensive. And of course, your issue is going to be people, but you can solve it. You can use your community and people around you to do it.
Okay.